So we're going to take a look at quite a few of these scripts. More will be coming, but these are what we have right now. So first we're going to look at the animated ribbon, but for now just the align layers. I did use the clone and distribute and the animated ribbon a few days ago, so you may want to take a look at that. But for now, we're going to look at the aligning of layers here. So what's nice is it works with text baseline, and we're actually going to start with Anchor Point Pro. We've all seen the Anchor Point scripts, and this is what you'll get. But with my Anchor Point Pro, you can set paragraph alignment, and then you can apply expressions, and you can also apply drop menu. That way you can dynamically change your anchor point using a drop menu. But what I want to show you is is actually text ID first. Over here I've got 3 text layers, 1, 2, and 3, but you have no idea which ones box text or paragraph text and which one's a point text. So what paragraph ID does is this. So it works on active selected comps in your project panel or all compositions. That means your entire project, and you can ID them. So nothing to click, everything's done for you there. And then click on this button, and there it is. So this is a box text or paragraph text. This is a point text. This is a point text. Now the thing that you may not realize is the paragraph text, by default the anchor points in the center of the extended box. So what we want to do is we want to do some alignment. So what I'm going to do is set my anchor point to the first line baseline. So I've selected that, and then I'm going to click on this button. As you can see, my anchor point is at the baseline now. So from there I can come here to the animated ribbon. That's where I've got my aligned stuff. So I'm just going to put it there, select these two. Last selection will be the anchor, and then I'm gonna, what should I do? Let's try this. So it's aligned to the top. Let's see, bottom. It's not too bad. Maybe I'll set baseline. So I'm going to come back here and set my baseline to the last line of text. So what's nice about this is that now you can see different 2 text layers, different point size, but they're perfectly aligned. So that's pretty cool. And then this, I can come back to my align. I'm going to align left. Last selection, I've got these 2 that I want to align. So last selection, I can deselect this and select it again. Now it becomes the last selection. Then I click align. Yes. Oh. Alright. It's saying I can't use baseline with 2 text layers in that way. It's got to be I'm going to choose layer boundaries. So we're going to go to left, and this will work. And we'll just bring it up a little bit, and whoops, there it is. So that's that. So now I've got my graphic here. Let me switch the text layers off. So I've got my graphic here, and look at the names here. This is what you would typically get from your graphics designer. They're all over the place, and top layer isn't even the top layer. So we've got a layer sorter here, and I can sort based on different options here. I'm going to pick proximity to reference point. So as you can see here, my layers in the timeline, they're not stacked in order that they appear here in the timeline. Right, so if I select the top bun, it's actually right at the bottom, the last layer. But I want to stack it up based on this point here or somewhere here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna come here and choose proximity to reference point. Over here, the point is 888 and 304. I'm looking at my info panel there. All right, so I'm gonna punch in, but just gonna show you a little trick. Just gonna put this there, and I'm gonna click here, get reference point. I've got this layer selected. It's a null I just created. It's gonna grab the information. That's my null position. Okay, close enough, and then what I'm gonna do? Yep, I'm gonna select my layers. Remember, they're now unsorted. They're all over the place. The top layer is actually the last layer, and in-betweens are in-betweens but jumbled up. And then I'm going to click sort layer. So what it's going to do is it's going to sort all the layers based on this proximity or this reference point. So I'm going to click that, and the layers moved. So now if I solo the top layer, you can see they're all in order. Beautiful. Oh, but they're not named accordingly. Now I've got another tool or script, but that's not done. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a suffix here. So they're all numbered. But what's even cooler is this. I've got a multi-renamer. So I know the top. Whoops. Top bun, and then I've got, I think, a tomato slice. I sort of know I've got 2 tomato slices in there. Oh, actually, it's lettuce at the top, tomato 1, and I have pickle. I think I have cheese, meat, and if I leave a space, it's going to keep the original name of the layer I selected. Now, the only tricky part here with the multi-renamer is you got to know how many you selected. Alright, so I've got, well, there are 9 selected, so I got to make sure I have 9 filled in here. So 3, 6, 7, 8. And then bottom bun. I'm going to leave this there. So I sort of remember this. I'm just going to, oh, there's tomato 2. Let's put tomato 2 there. And then I'm going to click rename selected items, and then immediately it'll be renamed there. Boom. How cool is that? Now, what is layer 7? Well, layer 7 is my meat. Okay. I could go up and rename it here, but since it's just a couple of layers, I'll just do it here. So this is cheese, and who is this? Well, it's pickle. You know what? That's that. But so there was just a quick demo of multi-renamer. And what's cool is that it also works with these guys here. So I'm just going to select 9 and click here and boom. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So very quickly we saw okay, you can select by name. Wasn't prepared for this, but tomato, and boom, it selects all layers of tomato. And if I have a current layer selected, I can select only tomatoes or layers with the name tomato in them that are above. Then come here and undo, and you can add to selection or you can replace selection. Alright, layer sequence is simple. Shift sequencer, I sort of showed it a few days ago. Parent layers is simple. We've all seen this before. Alright. But this one has a little warning. So if I have an existing parent and warning is checked, it warn me. So no worries, go ahead and go parent. Ooh, drop menu maker. So you can create a drop menu. Your items are here. Okay. Okay, you can create it on a property if you want, or just on the layer. So there it is. It's got all those items, pretty standard. But what's nice is it's also dropped the expressions view. So if I remove that, if I selected the property and click on create drop menu, and I've got this option, see it says add expression code to the marker command or selected property. So in this case, I have a selected property. Just now when I did it first, I selected the layer. Now I'm selecting the property. Boom. So if we come in here, maybe if I did okay, so what's happening is it's got your menu here, your array, your menu items, and then it's got your variable for your expression, sorry, your drop menu. Alright, so these guys are written for you, and the reference for your drop menu items. Text ID, we've seen. We've sort of seen this. Yeah, we've sort of seen that. Now why is my layer here? Oh, genius. Let's put it up there. And I'm going to show you this. This will take a little bit of time, but we're already out of time, right? Never mind. So I'm going to duplicate, color them. I want to show you the animated ribbon. So I've got everything here, all my burger. I'm gonna pre-compose. It's obviously too big, so I'm gonna size it down. But it's also got a lot of space on the edges, so I'm gonna just do a quick mask. Alright, bring it down, duplicate it. I had the text earlier. Well, whoops. Yeah, maybe let's do that. This. and this guy. So what I want to do is to distribute them, and let's see what I get. All right, but I don't want them in that sequence. Let's try that again. Oops. Selection order. So let's try that. Wonderful. Looks great. So I'm gonna create and I'm gonna loop the animation. There it goes. Ta-da! It's also got tells you the loop. So it's 9 seconds at 9 seconds and 18 frame mark. That's where the loop is, right? Just in case you don't want to do the loop, which is checked right now, so it will continuously just run for as long as your timeline is. Now, what else? What else? What else? Oh, you can change. Let's say you want to go to social media, so 1350, 1080. Your adjustment layer automatically resizes, but your text is not perfectly cited or set up for 1350 by 1080, so we have to redistribute. But since we already have the adjustment layer, we don't need to create it again. So I'm just gonna distribute based on the animated ribbon. Oh, they're all too huge, yeah? So I can come here and let's scale everything down. Yeah. So it's fine. The alignments are off, but I can come back up here. Align to last selection. So this select or deselect and select. Now this is the last selection, and I'm going to say align, and then distribute. There you go. Unfortunately, this is selection order, so wrong should be this burger, text, burger, align. There you go. Switch on the adjustment layer to get our animation, and that's it. Amazing. Um, and bring this on top of the adjustment layer so it doesn't animate. That's it. So next session I'll show you how to very quickly we can animate these guys. All right. In fact, I'm so tempted to show it to you. Maybe I'll just do it now. Yeah. So I just press P to show position, and then Control Alt A to select display properties, and then I'm going to apply the auto transition for position. Just double click. Okay. So what happens with auto transition is each layer automatically gets animated outwards, or it starts from out of the composition and it comes in, but we don't want the entire chunk to come in, or the separate pieces to come in as together. What's nice is you can choose, say you want to transition in from the right, instead of position, you use an angle control. Whoops. Now, I've got this expression links where I can link everything, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. So what we can do now at least is do the shift sequencing. So we're going to lock the bottom layer, layer index, invert order. So layer index, so what I want is the bottom button to come in first. So layer index will be top, but then I've inverted the order, so it's going to select the selection order will be the bottom button, and then I'm going to sequence them. It's too much. Let's set it to maybe 2 frames. Ooh, live update isn't on. Right. So you can see it's updating live here, which is pretty cool. And now if I scrub the timeline, looks nicer. So if you timed me, it would have taken maybe 5-10 minutes. Remember, we started from layers were not named properly, they were not ordered properly. Now we've got proper naming, proper ordering, decent animation. We've got animated ribbon here, decent looking animation in 5-10 minutes, depending how quick you are. And everything's here, and lots more we can do up here. So that's it. And remember, this comes free, all these, and I'll be adding quite a few more. All these come free when you purchase the expressions notepad, which on its own comes to about 100 very super cool expressions. These are not your wiggle expressions, although nothing wrong with those. They're still very good. But these are very intelligent, very powerful expressions that will change your life. So okay, that's it. Cheers. Bye bye.